our individual consciousness. A fragile, flickering candle casting its trembling light on the world around us, illuminating objects near and far, the sprawling expanse of existence. In the shadowed, hidden corners of our own intricate being is eternally tethered to a boundless, radiant sea of universal consciousness that flows beyond our grasp. This delicate flame, so easily swayed by the winds of distraction, dances atop a wick that roots us to something vast and timeless, a cosmic ocean shimmering with infinite awareness. Yet, in our stubborn isolation, our self-imposed exile into the narrow confines of individuality, we struggle desperately to keep that shimmering thread alive, to feel its subtle hum pulsing beneath our skin, a lifeline to the eternal. It sings within us still, a quiet, eternal melody threading through our bones, resonating in the marrow, ever present, ever patient, a whisper from the universe that never fades even as we turn away. But when the storm of our habitual thoughts crashes in, wild, relentless waves of chatter thundering through the mind like a tempest, we cling to them fiercely, mistaking these fleeting ripples for the bedrock of our identity. And the song fades into a distant echo. We forget its tune, adrift in the chaos of our own making. And most of us drown in this illusion, chained to every passing thought, until a fleeting moment of clarity reveals their true nature, a truth that cuts the chains and sets us free from their grasp. What is this thing we call thinking? This restless process that fills our days and nights with ceaseless motion? What is a thought? Really, when you strip it bare and hold it to the light, imagine I whisper to you now, picture an airplane, a sleek marvel of human ingenuity cutting through the heavens. Close your eyes and let it take shape. Let the image bloom within the quiet of your mind as if conjured from the ether. What unfolds there? In that private sanctuary of imagination, a thought ignites like a spark in the dark, a sudden flare, and suddenly there's an image. A silver bird soaring through a boundless sky, sunlight glinting off its wings. It's vivid, personal, yours alone, a creation sculpted by your own inner vision, distinct from any other mind's rendering. But here's the piercing truth that slices through the illusion. That airplane in your mind, with its gleaming wings and roaring engines humming through the clouds, isn't the real thing. It's a shadow, a dream, a fragile echo of reality woven from memory and fantasy. No one would stumble from their chair, heart pounding, mistaking this fleeting vision for the hulking machine parked on a sunlit tarmac, its metal skin warm to the touch. And yet, when I beckon you to conjure it, each of us weaves a different tapestry. Your airplane might gleam under a golden sun, trailing wisps of cloud, while mine might cut through storm clouds, lightning flashing in its wake. These projections, these shimmering mirages born of thought, are why they can never touch the raw, unfiltered pulse of reality. They're ours, unique, beautifully flawed, painted with the colors of our own experience. They drift across the mind's canvas, insubstantial yet captivating, a gallery of images we craft in solitude. Consider this: the thought itself is a marvel, a testament to the mind's boundless creativity, yet it remains a mere silhouette of the tangible world beyond our skulls. These mental constructs, though rich with detail, are tethered to our subjectivity, and thus they falter when pressed against the hard edges of what truly is, leaving us with a paradox of beauty and limitation. But pause. Where does this thought even begin? This phantom that rises unbidden? What alchemy summons it into being, breathing life into its fleeting form? Picture it. A thought rises like a wisp of smoke from the depths of your mind. That vast, mysterious cavern where ideas flicker and dance like fireflies in the twilight. It's as if an invisible hand, deft and unseen, gathers stardust, a swirl of energy, a breath of the infinite, and molds it into something tangible, something you can see and feel within the theater of your skull. An airplane slicing the heavens takes shape, Or perhaps the sea unfurls in endless waves of blue, each crest catching the light in your mind's eye. In that quiet theater, this energy thickens, condenses, takes form with startling clarity, then drifts away, dissolving back into the ether from whence it came, leaving only a trace of its passage. Can you feel it? The subtle shift as it emerges and recedes? Now, let me guide you deeper. Watch a thought spark to life within you, a living ember glowing briefly. See how it shifts, how it breathes, revealing its impermanence separate from the stillness watching it unfold. Now, lean in closer. Become aware that you're about to summon a monkey into your mind's eye, a playful intrusion into this contemplative space. Feel the anticipation, the gentle ripple of intent stirring the stillness, like a pebble dropped into a pond. There it is, a cheeky creature swinging through emerald branches, chattering in delight, its fur ruffled by an imagined breeze. A scene so lively you can almost hear its calls. You crafted it, didn't you? With the ease of a sculptor shaping clay, consciousness stands apart, a lighthouse beaming over the churning waters of the mind, its steady light untouched by the waves below. You can witness yourself weaving this scene, thread by thread, each detail a deliberate stroke of your inner brush. For players dance in this eternal play, consciousness, the silent sentinel standing watch. The mind, a restless stage ever shifting. Thought, a fleeting actor strutting its moment. And energy, the unseen current breathing life into it all, flowing through the performance like a river through a valley. Energy swirls, builds, collapses, always flowing, always alive. An endless cycle of creation and dissolution within the mind's vast expanse. A thought is but a knot of this energy, tied and untied within the mind's fabric. A temporary shape given form by the interplay of will and wonder. And you, the observer, can stand above it, perched on a quiet peak, watching it play out below like a storm viewed from a mountaintop. This vantage point reveals the thought's fragility, its beauty, its transience. A dance you need not join but can simply behold. To know this, truly know how thoughts rise, like mist from a morning lake and vanish into nothingness, is to unshackle yourself from their tyranny, to step free from their grasping hands. Every nagging whisper that echoes through your skull, every storm of worry thundering in your chest, every shard of inner noise piercing your peace, it's all just energy gathering in your mind. A brief tempest only to melt away again into silence. You can clutch these ghosts if you choose, cradling them like old letters yellowed with time. Or you can whisper, enough, and release them into the wind, watching them scatter like ash. Without this knowing, you're a prisoner, believing these fleeting shadows are solid, eternal, real, walls of a cell built by your own hand. They can claw at your peace, unravel your days thread by thread. We've a life of quiet despair. How often we see this among the lost, wandering through their inner fog. But in truth, each thought is a fleeting ripple, a burst of energy that gathers, glows briefly in the mind's eye, and fades within the vastness of your being, leaving no mark unless you grant it permanence. Step into this awareness, and you become the watcher, a sentinel perched on the cliffs of your own being, gazing out over the restless sea below. It's awareness that carves the sacred space, this vantage point above the mind's relentless tides, a perch where the soul can breathe. To observe is to see thoughts bloom, like wildflowers in a hidden meadow, and wilt just as swiftly, all within the mind's fertile soil. Each petal a fleeting burst of color against the eternal green. Is the old way of thinking, blind, tangled, grasping, an illusion that saps your strength, draining you like a riverbed gone dry? Is this new way a wellspring of vitality, a font of renewal bubbling up from within? No, every thought is a pulse of energy, a fleeting dance across the stage of your mind, neither thief nor savior. To be conscious is to rise above that dance, to rest in a stillness unbroken by the world below. a stillness that requires no effort, just presence, a quiet, unshakable witnessing that holds you steady. You are the witness, the one who gazes as thoughts flicker into being, like fireflies piercing the night and vanish into its embrace. It's effortless, this watching, seeing how they drift past, how they gather like clouds on a summer breeze and scatter, like dust within the mind's endless sky. Memories, too, join this procession. A sudden flare of energy summons a face from years past, a moment frozen in time, a scent of rain or bread wafting from long ago, then lets it dissolve into silence as if it never was. This is the mind at play, a ceaseless theater of creation and release, a stage where scenes rise and fall without end. Our struggles, our inner storms, they root here. In believing these fleeting scenes are solid truths carved in stone, when they're but shadows cast by a passing light. We cling when we could wield thoughts as tools, sharp and precise like a craftsman's blade, letting them serve us rather than rule us, bending them to our will instead of bowing beneath their weight. Does energy slip away in this dance, draining into some unseen void? No, it transforms, an eternal river reshaping itself, carving new paths through the landscape of your mind. But step back, you, a weary soul knotted with tension and endless chatter, might feel drained, your spirit heavy with the weight of thought. Certain thoughts and memories glow with a heavy charge. Emotion or fear ignites them, turning them into live wires that spark and burn within you. Imagine a fear-soaked thought of a snake, its scales glinting with menace, its hiss echoing in your skull. Too much energy crackles there, a storm of terror. We gently untangle it, stripping away the emotional blaze layer by layer, until only a whisper remains. A thought, neutral, weightless, a mere silhouette of scales drifting harmlessly by. This is the craft, to let energy shift and flow freely, not bleed away into exhaustion, to cradle it until it softens into something you can release without loss. Picture this, a person trembling at the thought of a snake, heart racing as the image coils tighter, its fangs bared in their mind's eye. The charge surges, fear's electric sting courses through their veins, a current too strong to bear. Processing it means peeling away that jolt, unwinding the terror thread by thread, leaving behind a bare thought, a shadow of scales that means nothing on its own, a ghost stripped of its power to wound. Thoughts carry these twin currents, energy and emotion, yet they're intricately woven into the same rich fabric, threads of a single, vibrant tapestry shimmering deep within you. The subtle art lies in holding memories as gentle, soft echoes, not as sharp, jagged scars that rip at the soul with every fleeting glance backward. A trauma, a deep wound from years long past that still seeps raw pain, is a thought swollen with an overwhelming charge, its energy a twisted, tangled knot of anguish yearning to be unraveled and set free. Unravel that restless energy. Let the heavy emotion drift free like wisps of smoke caught on a gentle wind. And what lingers behind is a memory stripped down to its bare essence. A quiet, unassuming relic no longer clawing desperately at your soul, merely a faint shadow of what once was. This is the delicate alchemy of healing, to grasp the raw, throbbing weight of the past, pulsing with intensity, and transform it into something light and fleeting, a soft whisper carried off by the relentless flow of time. Without this tender process, the mind remains a relentless battlefield, its landscape scarred by persistent echoes that refuse to soften or fade, binding you in invisible chains to the unyielding pain of yesterday. When I pictured that lively monkey, I could see it swinging effortlessly through the vast canopy of my mind. A playful, carefree guest unburdened by any hint of weight, its mischievous antics sparking a fleeting, radiant joy. But earlier, as I settled into the quiet depths of meditation, a sudden thorn pricked at me. I'm not doing this well enough. A jagged, insidious whisper slicing through the fragile calm I'd begun to cradle. Tension blossomed swiftly, sharp and unyielding. a dark storm cloud rolling ominously over the stillness I so desperately sought, its rough edges crackling with the electric sting of self-doubt, threatening to unravel the peace I longed to hold. The monkey danced free of emotion, a light sketch traced in the air, while that self-doubt crackled with charge, a tempest of judgment flashing through me like lightning. And how swiftly it sank into my body. A tightening jaw, a clenched chest, the emotion begging to flee through every taut muscle. I didn't know how to release it then, so it lingered, etching pain into my frame. A thought made flesh that weighed me down with its insistence. These energies don't simply fade. They churn, trapped, unresolved. A restless tide eroding the shores of your peace. That ache in your shoulders. That knot in your gut. It's your body straining to shake free the emotion tethered to a thought, crying out for release. Confusion reigns here, a fog clouding the ordinary mind, making higher clarity a distant peak shrouded in mist, unreachable without effort. Higher thinking is no grand mystery. It's a mind swept clean, unburdened by clutter, a space where light pours in unobstructed. Most stumble through a haze. Their thoughts a jumble of charged echoes leaving scars on both mind and flesh. A cacophony of unresolved noise. But the one who watches, seeing each thought rise and fall, letting it drift like a leaf on a stream, stands in radiant clarity. Their mind a still lake reflecting the sky, unrippled by the storms below. Take anger, it flares from a thought. A memory of some buried wound sparking to life like a flame on dry tinder. I say thought, but it's the past whispering, old slights, forgotten stings rising from the depths unbidden. You don't see them coming. They slip through the cracks of your mind. Unseen, unfelt, shadows cast by a light you didn't know was there. Your awareness isn't sharp enough, isn't awake enough, to catch every shadow crossing your inner stage. Some thoughts you greet, others lurk unnoticed, pulling strings from the dark. It's these silent intruders from yesterday that ignite your rage. A spark you don't even trace. A fire that burns before you know its source. They weave through your being, subtle as a breeze, until they erupt into something you can no longer ignore. You dwell on the emotion, but peel it back. It's a thought at the root. Or deeper still, a memory reborn again and again. A ghost that won't rest. Something unprocessed, undigested, lingers there, unresolved. It haunts the mind, circling back with a quiet plea to be released into silence. It's not the thought itself that binds you. It's the echo of what you couldn't let go, a fragment yearning to dissolve into peace, a weight you carry until you set it down. We curse our obsessive thoughts, naming them the enemy, banishing them as invaders of our calm. But no, they surface because something buried aches to break free, a prisoner rattling its cage for freedom. We wrestle with dark emotions, thinking them foes to conquer, but they rise from the undissolved, the unhealed tremors of life's unfinished stories. Disturbances, these restless ghosts, old pains that ripple through, taking shape as thoughts or memories, some loud as thunder, some whispered as a sigh, calling you to witness, to release, to finally be free.